Hello everybody, this is my Soul R&B Collection #2 video. This is another like chunk. These are the main gist of the albums. I might have one or two of these certain artists that are elsewhere for whatever reason for playing them. I have to keep everything organized and start getting them more organized, so I'm just they're going to be, I might repeat an artist in another video, but it'll be a different album. But the main gist of these people are here. First we'll start off with Patty Drew. We're going to go like DR and kind of go backwards to A, the way I had them. But this is a rare, somewhat of a rare picture disc. This is her Wild as Love album as a picture disc instead of the regular issue. I should get the regular issue too. But for sound quality purposes, it doesn't sound that bad. Pretty cool. Tell Him the album. Very good album by Miss Patty Drew. Discovered her, kind of like had a record of her, a few songs of hers, a song of hers, working on a groovy thing on the very start of this album, and something about her voice drew me to her. So I decided to collect all 4 of her albums that she had out during the main gist of her career in the 60s, and when she was the most popular. So there's the track listing to Tell Him. Some of these albums of hers are rare. These other ones are more scarce. The ones in between Tell Him and Wild as Love sometimes can be tougher, like this one here, I've Been Here All the Time. Beautiful song. Very beautiful too. She's very attractive, and she really has such a different look, just in her expression and the way she dresses and her hair. She looks like such a different person in each album. Her version of Jim Webb's Didn't We is unbelievably awesome. Actually, we'll listen to it while we go through the rest of the records here. We got Carl Douglas there. I got my little, since I can't get the audio cords working, got my little Sears Silvertone. Fitted with a more modern cartridge, so it doesn't ruin the finer stereo grooves. And it's not too level, is it? Yeah, I need to put something under that because I'm sitting in a chair. This copy of Carl Douglas, Kung Fu Fighting the album, and here's Miss Patty Drew singing Didn't We? It's a little fast, but wow, is this sped up? Dorsey on a British stateside pressing. Showed it to you too. I think it was on Amy originally. See, it's on this. Bo Diddley, the Black Gladiator. Always Together, the Dells. Yeah, I mean, I rescue these things from all kinds of collections. the album. I mean, it was very severely water damaged, but there that goes. I think you can make out the track listing here. Hallelujah, baby. So I love his blue Vidals. No picture of the group on it, which is kind of odd. Delphonic Super Hits. I believe this belongs to my Aunt Patty. Really cool color photos on both sides, especially for early 70s, 60s LPs. That's not common. On a Philly Groove label. Yeah. Make sure we're clear. Let's see. Delphonics, the sound of sexy soul. Another interesting one of theirs. That one I always had. The Greatest Super Hits album was one my aunt always had. Commodores, and I'll show you the back of it. Track listing. Commodore's Greatest Hits. Shows individual pictures of their group. I've had this Greatest Hits album theirs for years. Midnight Magic. Slippery When Wet. Caught in the Act. I always like the song The Bump, which would actually have the 45 single too. So I will throw it on that. Let's see what this sounds like. CJ and Company Devil's Gun, which was is a, I don't know if it's a rare odd disco song. It's like B5 faux fun. Looking down a barrel of Devil's Gun, it's different. But I found a whole album to it, so I bought it. Here's what they look like on the back. Interesting circular picture of them. This is also a little fast, by the way. I forgot about this player being like that. The Shy Lights, Romancers, cheap record label. It's supposed to be them when they were younger. Early content of theirs. The Chiffons. It's the He's So Fine album. It shows He's So Fine as the first track. I don't have a cover this one. Oh. My great uncle's collection. My great uncle, that's right. Great uncle, my cousin's collection. So I like to at least get Sweet Talking Guy the album. I'm happy just with this one cover. CS Chic. On the bottom. Portrait of Ray Charles on the ABC Pony Rain label. weird red Everest recording label. Ray Charles. Ray Charles in design. He does a nice song called "If I Give You My Love." The back of that just shows the other artists they have available. Genius Hits the Road, Ray Charles. This is pretty rough. I forget where I got this from. This one has no cover. On his ABC Paramount years. What I'd Say on an Original Atlantic. I think this is not the black label, but this is like the beige and turquoise. But there's a track listing. The Moods of the Rhythm and Blues, Ray Charles Mojo. It's an interesting one I'm not too familiar with. This is the very first album I had of his. It's called A Great Ray Charles. It's totally instrumental. It's not in the best shape, but there's another early Ray Charles there, Yes Indeed. But I got that old original rare. Look at that. Solid black label. So does Yes Indeed. Since this player's a little sped up, and this is instrumental, I'll just let this play for the rest of showing of the records. Let's see where the Yes Indeed is there. Go down. It's Greatest Hits on ABC Paramount. Ray Charles Modern Sounds of Country and Western Music. Have it on 8-track tape also. Station Ray Charles on Coronet label. This is a discount record label. That's a Ray Charles on design. Similar to the other design album, but this one's a little different. It's the same tracks. It also says Ray Brown, his orchestra on it, which is the chairman of the board. Original pressing on Invictus. Has a bit of a gatefold to it. It's a Unipat gatefold, which makes the sides real thin. I'll show you guys the gatefolds too. Track listing. There you go. Track listing to that. This is a good album actually. I forget where the record is, but I put it on a CD for my buddy. He lost it, now I gotta find the disc. Very good album. Carl Carlton, Everlasting Love. All those tracks are good. Bobby Caldwell. My buddy KC got me into him. Gene and Jerry, 1 and 1. It's a gatefold too, but I forget what it looks like. It's the back of it. Gene and Jerry walking. Oh, that's right. A color pictured him on the inside, and just like his thing on the other side. Track listing. Great album too. Gene and Jerry together. Interesting pairing of them two singing. Sometimes they actually sing together. Jerry Butler, The Soul Goes On. Very good song, Never Gonna Give You Up. got the people going around. If you look closely, it's the same group of people that keep going around on that cover. It's definitely funky and different. That's like audience members. Let's find out what people they use in the art of that album. The Iceman Cometh, with him standing inside a block of ice. That is so awesome. Gary Butler's Golden Hits Live. I think after one point he sported facial hair like a mustache and then actually never lost it. So you know it's, for the most part, like I think by the 70s, he started going with the mustache after the early 70s. Great album. This is actually the second version. The first version has these funky like shapes and colors, and they show weird angles. On one shows the top of his head down and stuff. On the original version of his Golden Hits Live, which I had, but this is good enough. Good, great album. Haven't heard one Jerry Butler album that wasn't great. Here's an earlier one. It is from the earlier 60s, Moon River. Young he looks there. I'd like to get a copy of Jerry Butler Esquire, which is his first album on Abner. This is a classic album here. There's that one guy commented that Oscar Brown album there. I have it. It's like a jazz, soul, rhythm and blues album. It's interesting. See, I got demonstration stamped on the back. The guy said about it being on a label. Let me see if it's on mine or if it's a... Yeah, see, mine's an actual sticker. The guy said he had it stamped on his label. Why I can't get that to show on camera. Just like a sticker on mine. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Blues Before Sunrise. Solomon Burke and Ray Charles. So I guess it's different songs there. Blues in their cover. And Thanks to Being in the Basement with Mold and Mildew, which my R&B and soul stuff staying upstairs. It's my favorite genre. My other collections I moved away from the wall in the basement for now until I find room for them once I get my collection's down. James Brown Today, Disco Soul, Sex Machine with sexy ladies. The thing is, this is a drawing of James Brown, which is kind of funky. In that brief time, not a brief period, he wore a mustache in the 70s. Definitely funky, interesting. Got the male symbol there, and he does redo a Sex Machine for disco. If you want to get funky with me, Peter Brown includes Dance With Me, the song. That one picture of Peter Brown there. Just lyrics in this gatefold with a candle. That one picture of Peter Brown there. Fantasy Love Affair is the first song. James Brown instrumental album plays and directs the Popcorn, James Brown. No cover, got this from my cousin and my uncle. It's a cool album, Like anybody, Mr. Brown had his faults, but you know what, he was a musical genius, had his own style. Some people say he even emulated the early versions of Joe Tex. One time when Joe made fun of him, it was, you know, he even shot at him because over his taking his woman, and Joe Tex claimed he copied off him, but I still think they have different styles. Beautiful album. Say It Loud and Black, I'm Proud was the first and original album I had of his, and I was honored to have it. Got it from my dad's girlfriend, actually. And you can see it's an old one I've had for years, see? Writings in the corner. It's actually an original King from the late 60s. Awesome gatefold drawing and photo here. Beautiful. Great record. Love the gatefold. Back in the days when I still use electrical tape to hold records together. As you can see. Come on, come back. I'm losing my screen, I can't see what the heck I'm doing here. Computer wants to keep going to sleep mode. Anyway. Wow, okay. It actually went into semi-sleep mode there. Sorry about that, guys. The original King, there's like a scuff up here. You can kind of see a little bit. It plays right through it fine. Licking stick, say it loud, I love you. Beautiful. But if you haven't checked out A Black and I'm Proud, I advise you do it. It's a beautiful album of a mix of songs, love songs, slow songs. Just shrink back on it without tearing up the edge of the cover. This is a rare album here. This is a feature of two albums. The rest of Booker T and the MG's album, which I have on 8-track and on a record loose, which you'll see next in Secrets Volume 3. It's blank on the back, nothing printed on the back at all, and it has a very, very rare plain Atlantic label. So say some kind of weird test pressing your bootleg, but it has a guy speaking on it. It's pretty crazy. So it's only excerpts, not the whole album. So one album's on one side. It's pretty cool and interesting. The guy just speaks on the excerpts to promote, I guess, the sale of to promote the sale of his records for Atlantic. So it's interesting. I'd like to find more of them if I could. That's the only one I currently start looking for those on eBay or something. Booker T and the MG's best of, just like that little picture I showed you. Here's the album I have with no cover. George Benson, Breezin'. I didn't know until like more recent years that he was from here in Pittsburgh. Very interesting. Was actually playing these today. I put all his albums that I know. Kind of ripped up where this album's from '76. The date says. Here's an early one of Mr. Benson, which is not common. This is from '66. This is one of his oldest albums that I know that's out there. Most exciting new guitarist on the jazz scene today. It's Uptown with the George Benson Quartet, and he does some vocals. He actually sings really well too. Surprised he didn't sing more often, but he has a great singing voice. Very musically talented. Weekend in LA. It's a great live album. A nice gatefold to him. And it shows some of his people there. Nice back picture of him. Great back picture. Tracks are like right above him. Living Inside Your Love. It's only the second record got from Salvation Army. It's from a bigger 2-record set album, I believe. Great though, from '79. Miss Madeline Bell, I'm Gonna Make You Love Me. Great song. Got the 45 of it. Wanted to hear more of her. It looks like this is one of the only solo. She does a lot of backing of other artists, but this is one of the few records that was ever put out of hers, like full albums. And I got 2 different copies. I have the regular stock copy, which is on a darker, which is on a midnight blue, but a bolder blue color. And look, isn't this freaky? They're both U.S. pressings on Phillips. And I got this one on eBay later. Paid more money for it. It's in better shape. But look at this. has a green promo label on Phillips. See that? And then I have, see, that's the difference. But they sound like they're different stereo mixes that are going on. They sound like slightly different mixes too. On this fairly scarce Madeline Bell album, I like that I found 2 copies of it. Because the title track on the copy I have skips up and makes a lot of noise when it's played. So it must have been played with a damaged needle. This promo green label copy, even the colors on the front are shaded different. Brooke Benton, Making Love Is Good For You, later one from the 70s. Very good. Pickwick. Brooke Benton Today with Rainy Night in Georgia. Great record. I have a copy of this with an actual jacket. This is the one I have that's loose. On the cotillion marble-ish looking label there. There we go. Tighten Up, Archie Bell and the Drells. I just got this recently. I also have their second album. I Just Can't Stop Dancing, but it's elsewhere. Got that on eBay. So I like them so much, I should have their albums for how much I like them. Here's some Blue-Eyed Souls, they call it. 1, 2, 3, Len Berry. With the record Like a Baby. Still in the outer cellophane, so is this one. My Kind of Soul, Len Berry. Or see Victor. Average White Band. Great album, classic album. Has Cut the Cake and Person to Person on it. Wait. Yep. Wait, maybe not. Because of Pieces. I guess Cut the Cake ain't on here. Pick Up the Pieces and Person to Person. My mother liked Person to Person for some reason too. On the 45 I have, but Cut the Cake is not on here. I think it's their first album. And last but not least, the very interesting Harvey Vern Dozen album, Vive the Soul. This is a mix of big band, R&B, and soul, Latin rhythms, and everything. It's a great album, awesome album. You can find any tracks of him on. This whole album is awesome. He does covers. He does all his own compositions. Very interesting. And the guy and the women they have singing this is not credited. And it's not even mentioned in the who's singing. I mean, it sounds like a very soulful voice singing, but it doesn't reveal who it is. I don't believe it's him. So I'd like to find out who the guy is singing on here if he later became famous in his own right or not. But, and of course, this is right when they still did the Blue and Green Atlantic label. This is Harvey Vern album. Blue and Green always was a stereo Atlantic pressing. It's a blue and very good shape. Blue and Green Atlantic pressing is always stereo, and then I think it was a burgundy, gray, or something like that was a mono. Very good album. Oh, there's a Ray Charles record on. Well, that's my Soul and R&B albums Part 2. More to come within the week. So I'll be putting all these away and making sure they're cleaned up. Listen to them. Take care and out there in YouTube land, vinyl community.